Hello and welcome to your English news broadcast live on ERi-TV. It's exactly 10:30 p.m. on Eritrea's local time. From our headquarters live, I'm Zahra Badouri with your domestic and international news in brief. But first, we'll begin with your major headlines for this broadcast. Public seminar by nationals in Frankfurt. Commendable popular campaign. Golf ball-sized hailstone and torrential rains hit southern U.S. World's largest pedestrian suspension bridge opens in Portugal. Welcome to your domestic in brief. The National Eritrean Committee in Frankfurt, Germany organized virtual public seminar on 25th April in which over 6,000 nationals took part. At this seminar, Dr. Gideon Abai Asmarom from the U.S. gave extensive briefing on the conspiracies perpetrated at various stages to avert the Eritrean people's struggle for independence and that have been foiled by the conscious and strong resilience of that of Eritrean people, indicating that the secret of victory of the Eritrean people is its strong unity. Dr. Gideon called for strengthening organizational capacity, unity and resilience in the effort to build a strong country. Mr. Tasfai Ablolom, chairman of the National Committee, on his part gave briefings on the significant contribution that the National Committee is exerting in organizing and uniting Eritrean nationals and strengthening their attachment with their homeland. Mr. Kahsai Towalde, head of the Public and Community Affairs at the Eritrean Embassy in Germany, also gave extensive briefing on the objective situation in the homeland and the region and on the importance of strengthening organizational capacity and resilience. In related news, nationals residing in various German cities contributed 61,335 euros to the effort to combat desert locust invasion. The inhabitants of Marit administrative area, Nakfa subzone, are conducting extensive popular campaign, including construction of new dirt road connecting with their villages with Nakfa town, indicating that the road they were using across the Marit river and so was usually damaged during the rainy season, creating socio-economic activities of the residents. Participants stated that they are constructing a new route that will replace the former one. After completion, the road that is being constructed through strong popular participation is expected to alleviate transportation difficulties of residents. Besides, the residents of Maris are involving in the renovation of water diversion schemes and soil and water conservation activities, the reports added. On your final domestic trainings aimed at developing the skills and organizational capacity of the youth have been provided to youth in Mandefara subzone. At the concluding ceremony conducted on 24th April, Mr. Saleh Mahmoud, head of the National Union of Eritrean Youth and Students in Mandefara subzone, said that 32 females youths have been trained with their dressing and hairdressing and are provided with interest-free loan to start small-scale businesses, stating that the trainees are expected to properly use the opportunity created for them and improve their livelihoods. Mr. Girmay Gabru, the head of the NUEYS in the southern region, called on the youth and students of the region to ensure their future and become role models on their education. In related news, in central region Akhria subzone, training on the motor pumps maintenance have been provided to 23 youths from Durfo administrative area. At the graduation ceremony conducted recently, Mr. Samsom Kifla, head of the NUEYS branch in the central region, called on the trainees to create job opportunities and ensure income sources using the training provided to them. Prizes were handed out over to outstanding trainees, as the reports indicate. Up next with your international news, do stay with us for more. And on your global report, about 20 million people remain under flood watch as severe storm causes a lingering downpour across the deep south. Hailstones in the size of golf balls, accompanied by such as 100 millimeters of rain, planted the U.S. Gulf Coast from Texas to Louisiana, flooding highways, downing power lines, and closing some schools, officials report. The Houston area braced for more flooding as heavy rains and hail pelted the nation's fourth largest city for the second time this week, threatening to send some streams over their banks. The National Weather Service said some areas received as much as 76 millimeters of rain an hour on Thursday. It issued a flash floods advisory for 5 countries in southeastern Texas, including Harris, which includes Houston. Local media reported that the storm left as many as 100,000 customers without electric power and dozens of local roads covered with water, making driving torrentious. Houston's 209,000 public school students got the day off as the city's independent school district, the state's largest school system, shut down its 280 campuses on Friday because of the inclement weather. The Houston Chronicle reported that the parts of the U.S. Interstates 10 highway in the city were closed late Thursday in East Houston, stranding at least 40 motorists. Officials said that the worst of the storms cleared away early on Friday, but flash floods warnings and flood watches remained in effect from East Texas to Nashville, Tennessee. Houston has repeatedly faced flooding in recent years because the city has insufficient drainage and experienced rapid development that reduced wetlands. On your final report, the structure at Eroka Geopark spans 516 meters and hangs 175 meters above the river Pavia in north of the country, Portugal. The world's largest pedestrian suspension bridge has been complete in northern Portugal, where residents of the nearby town, home to the tourist attraction, will help revive a region whose economy was devastated by the coronavirus pandemic. Hidden between rock-strewn mountains covered with lush greenery and yellow flowers inside, the UNESCO recognized the Eroka Geopark. The 516 meters, thus 1,700 feet bridge hangs 175 meters above the fast-flowing river Pavia. Before Sunday's officials' opening ceremony, people from the nearby town of Eroka were on Thursday allowed to walk over the mega structures seen through metal grids. Royo Bernardo said he avoided looking down but still recommended the experience. Eroka's mayor, Margarinda Bellum, told AFP-TV the inauguration is important because it will enable us to resume our tourist activities, in quotation, she said. The bridge, which took around 2 years to build, was a fundamental attraction for the region, as she added. The structure baptized the Eroka 516 across the steppe Pavia River George, which is already strung with 8 kilometers of wooden walkways. Eroka 516 breaks the record of the longest pedestrian suspension bridge, held since 2017 by the Charles Koenen Bridge at Randa in the Swiss Alps. Dear viewers, that is all for now with your domestic and international news in brief. Until we are back with some more news, stay and enjoy the rest of our programs. But until then, have a nice one.